Hi, this is Fresh, aka Blue Phoenix. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get a professional sounding mastering job. So one thing, if you're going to send your track off to a label, they're going to do the mastering themselves, or they're going to hire a mastering engineer. You don't really have to worry about it at that point. So you have to decide, do you want your track to sound really awesome? Are you putting an album together to send to thousands of people? Or is this something you're going to put up on SoundCloud for 10 downloads? So if you're going the former route and giving this out to thousands of people, to get the professional mastering job, just hire a professional. It's well worth the money. I use Really Good Mastering. The engineer, his name is Adam Goodlett. If you are a fan of Freeform, then Adam was one of the guys on Effexis. So he knows what he's doing. He's been mastering for a very long time. I always send my chill out tunes to him, and he does an excellent job. Really good mastering. Here's the link up here and also in the description. But let's say you're just going to send this off to like 10 people on SoundCloud. Then you can do this on the cheap as well. So in your mastering rack here, one thing I like to do is set a baseline so that we're at 0 dB. So I've got this, what I call a pre-delay. It's just a utility, and I drop it down so it's ticking at about 0. And the main is the main loudest part of the track. It's going to be at about 0 dB. So I was 7 over, which is bad. What I've got in this rack here, I've actually got a knob. It selects between master and unmaster chains. If I show the chains here, you can see that this knob is going to select between the two. This lets me quickly go between master and unmaster mode. And so in the unmaster chain, there's just nothing, and then the master chain has some modules in it, which I'm actually going to replace this first one. This is the FabFilter Pro MB. This is my default multi-band processor. I'm actually just going to remove that though and put in Ableton's version, which is going to be the multi-band dynamics. Let's turn these off too real fast, and so let's make sure it's in master mode. You're going to see this will show up. Now I'm no expert of mastering. I don't claim to be very good at this. So this is why I hire a professional when I want a professional job. But basically, this multi-band dynamics, we can take this. And this is basically the threshold, and this is the compression value. So what I've always heard is you kind of want to get the highs and the lows, but leave the mids with the most dynamic range. And you really just want to get about 3 dB of reduction here, which you then make up with your output knob. And you want to do the same for the bass. And just pump it up 3. So you can now tell the difference if you go. Of course, my speakers sound pretty low. It's hard for me to tell. I also do just a compressor. I use the FabFilter Pro C. I'm pretty comfortable with this one, and let's turn that on. I don't put a lot of ratio on this. 1.3. This just gives it a little bit of a compress. It's actually a preset, I think, that was called Master Compress, and I just loaded that one up. Gives it overall a little bit of compression. Now, probably the most important here in your mastering chain is a limiter. And let me turn this on. It's very laggy while I'm recording. So basically, what this is doing in Pro L is we have a gain of 4 dB. And it's showing us that the gain reduction at points is, -4, -3-ish. It's a good idea to turn on oversampling and dither on your mastering chain. Sometimes I forget to do that. basically what you want to do is set this at 0. And if you hold down the Alt key while you drag this, you'll notice as this goes up here on the left, this goes down. This is the output gain. So this will help you hear distortions. If it sounds a lot quieter, that means that you're actually distorting the sound. So you just kind of want to find a sweet spot. Maybe like 4.9. Once you found that sweet spot, you just go back to output level and zero it out. Let's go back and just take a listen to it. You see it sounds a lot fuller. It's easy to get fooled by that though. We're at minus 13 dB here. You notice here it's actually a little bit lower, and that's because of the limiter is actually just shoving this volume up against the, well, I have it set to minus 13. That sounds pretty good. It's not bad. Like I said, there's a lot to mastering. I don't really get the process all that well. I know just the basics here, and that kind of gets you going for just a real cheap mix you're going to throw out on SoundCloud. Maybe you don't care about it a whole lot. You ought to care about your music, though. You really should. That sounds all right to me. So basically, that's it. That is Angel of Mercy. Let's Make Freeform tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd really like to hear from you if you have any comments about the tutorials or if you learned something. I had a guy from the it was the Troubled Galaxy tutorial. He made a remix of it. He followed my tutorials and then made a remix, and it was awesome. It was really cool. So like if you remix this, I'd love to hear it, just let me know. So anyway, I'll catch you with the next tutorial, and hope you found that all useful. See you next time.